y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So, quarantine, it is a thing, and as such, in the midst of staying at home, not going out, finding yourself sort of in a motionless reality, which is kind of leaving us feeling a little bit stir crazy. We all tend to deal with things a little bit differently. We're all trying to be all whatever, but if any of y'all are subscribed to honestly any beauty sites or any sites at all where you can buy stuff, you have been bombarded with a myriad of emails saying, hey, 50% off, hey, 20% off, use code chillin', use code staying at home. In this less consumeristic interim, brands are very much trying to get us, entice us, banking on the fact that we're all sitting at home on our couch watching Netflix, eating potato chips in our pajamas. And I, like anyone else, am victim to the sort of absent scrolling. You click on the Sephora app, the Ulta app, and you're just, oh, hey, what's up? And out of sheer boredom and out of the sheer need of acquiring just a little bit of serotonin, just a little bit of dopamine to make this whole situation a little less awful, you're like, I will buy something. And there are very things that are tempting, especially in that sale section, because we feel a little bit guilty for buying stuff right now, because right now the last thing we need to be buying is like luxury non-necessities. And so by heading up the sale section, you're like, well, it's on sale, so I'm saving money by buying this instead of something that's not on sale, even though you would save the money just by not buying anything. Today, we are going to be talking myself out of things that I saw on sale that piqued my interest. Now, I will say that I do stand by the whole, if you wouldn't buy it full price, don't buy it on sale. If it's something that you were thinking about buying full price, or you wanted to buy full price and it's on sale, great, wonderful, win-win. But don't just go in buying this shiz because it's on sale. So we are counteracting that. I'm holding myself accountable in this low buy, and we're just gonna go through these things and convince myself that I do not need them. I mean, I don't need any new makeup, but I especially don't need makeup on sale that I probably wasn't interested in buying before it was on sale. Okay, we're gonna start with one that I've discussed previously. I think I discussed both of these in anti-hauls, and that is the Marc Jacobs Omega Glaze All Over Foil Luminizers, Volume 1 and 2. Now, y'all know your girl loves to highlight. I love that shimmy shine. I love that ka-cha-cha-cha-cha. And these highlighters, when released, are disgracefully, disgustingly expensive. I think they were in the 40-something range. And now they're on sale. Probably because people didn't buy them because they were disgustingly overpriced. And so I look at it and I'm like, oh boy, your girl would like some highlighter. That would definitely give me that kick of dopamine and serotonin and getting me some highlighter. But sort of the second verse, same as the first, goes with this. If y'all recall me talking about these in my anti-haul, and if y'all viewed, I don't know if my declutter is up yet, but most of y'all know at this point that I hate giant, big, cumbersome, difficult to store compacts. Things very similar to the Jeffree Star Skin Frosts, where you don't declutter them because you paid your money on them, but they're frustrating because you have no idea where to put them. So instinctually, I look at this and I'm like, oh, they're on sale. I could get both of them. When in reality, 2020 is the year I am trying very hard not to bring in a single blush, single highlighters, just, you know, things that are unnecessary that I'm buying just because. And y'all know if I were to buy these, y'all know about 2 months later, you're gonna hear me up in here complaining and whining about having to store them. So we're just gonna nip that in the bud. And something that is definitely ooh, it's on sale, I should get this shiz. These are things, I will admit, that were slightly interesting before they were on sale. So having them on sale is kind of like, what's up, but I didn't pull the trigger when they were full price, so I don't think I should pull the trigger now. But varying Viseart palettes. Now, we're not talking their big ones. We're not talking, I think they have like 1 or 2 on sale in their like $80 range. But these are like their little petite Pro ones. The 2 that I was really drawn to is the Petite Pro 5 Soleil and the Petite Pro 4 Apricotine. Fancy foreign language words that I don't know how to pronounce. And you look at them and they're pretty, and I remember when these were teased and I was like, oh, those are pretty. I like, you got kind of like that pinky whatever, and then you got that orangey whatever. Those are my shades. Those are my colors, obviously. But these are little bitty baby palettes going on here. They're still pricey, and looking at them, the matte to shimmer ratio isn't really kind of my thing. And I will admit, 9 times out of 10, I'm not pulling out a palette for like a single shimmer. There may be that 1 time out of 10 that I do that, but typically I don't. So as much as I love my Viseart formula, I used Viseart, actually the dark mattes mixed with the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette today. I feel like I would just be buying these because they're on sale. I wouldn't be buying them because I was like, yeah, this is something I wanted to get when it was full price. I think it would be something that I would purchase and I'd be happy and get that dopamine and that serotonin for like a little bit, and then it would end up sitting in my collection, not getting used, because y'all know I got way too much makeup anyway. So as much as I love Viseart and as much and as cute and as whatever as these are, I'm just like, you gotta be a little bit more realistic. You gotta pull back and you gotta resist the temptation of that cute little red price point whatever and just move on. Another one that is kind of one of those, oh, it's on sale, it's a little bit less money. I mean, it's not that much of a discount. That's one to take into consideration. Like, some of these things, they're on sale, but they're like not that much on sale. You're like, okay, all right, $5, $10, that's not that big of a deal. But the Natasha Denona all matte safari palette. Y'all know your girl loves all matte. Y'all know your girl is trying to find a Natasha Denona that she loves that isn't a complexion product. And I mean, it's on sale. These are one of her $129 palettes, and I think it's on sale for like $89. So that's like a little bit of a whatever, but if you look at it and like even with the sale price, it's like still $89. That is a lot of money. I mean, at that point, I would just be like, I'm gonna save up a little bit more and get me one of the other Viseart Grand Pros. I mean, this would be definitely like, all of this is just like, oh, I'll buy it because it's on sale, because it's like, you know, if I'm gonna get it, I might as well get it now while it's a little bit cheaper when, you know, I wouldn't buy it at $129. Like if the Viseart Grand Pros were on sale for $89, I'd be like, yes, I need that one and that one. You know, looking at this, it's something that's like mildly interesting where I'm like, oh, I've been interested in that. I was interested in that when it came out. But if I haven't pulled the trigger at this point, I don't think there's a reason for me to do it now just because it's like $30 cheaper. I mean, when you're able to take a $30 discount on something and for it to be still disgracefully expensive, I think that should tell me that I need to walk away. Okay, we're gonna talk about this next thing, even though they are sold out, and I'm honestly not surprised that they're sold out because they're really, really popular. But the Marc Jacobs Air Blush Soft Glow Duo Blushes. I've heard nothing but amazing things about these blushes. People have them in their collections and be like, I have one, and you're gonna pry this out of my cold dead hands. And you got ones where they're like, I've got all of them because I absolutely love the formula. They are a very expensive blush. So to have them on sale, if these were in stock, this is one of the items where I really need, you know, like the other ones we've talked, I'm like, there's a little bit of interest. I kind of need to talk myself out of it, you know, whereas this, I would need to have a serious sit down with myself, park myself in front of my mirror and have a deep, long discussion about how much I don't need any more blush. I don't need any more expensive blush. I just don't need any more makeup. You know, I would have to go through the bullet points and I'd be like in the back of my mind, it's like, yeah, but they're on sale. They're really popular. You love blush, treat yourself. I mean, I'm honestly kind of happy that they're sold out because like I said, that would be one of the things where I'm like, I kind of want to have that in my life. So that is one of the things that it would have been like, I really would like to have that. So I'm glad. I'm very thankful. Thank you, Jesus, that they're sold out because I've been lusting, wanting, yearning for maybe trying that formula for a very long time now. And this would have been, I'd have been hard pressed to not pull the trigger on that. Then something that's really stupid and is definitely the epitome of I'll buy it because it's on sale. Y'all know I don't have the best relationship with Kylie Cosmetics. I absolutely love her highlighters. I love her blushes. I think they're very underrated formulas. I will give her that. But when it comes to her eyeshadow, I've never really been like super drawn towards whatever. And I was scrolling through Ulta, looking through all whatever, and I was like, oh, she's got some of her palettes on sale. And they better be on sale because these palettes, which look like ColourPop palettes, are retailing for $42. I mean, there ain't no way your girl gonna be spending $42 on some Kylie Jenner cosmetic whateverness. But there was the burgundy one, and I think the blue honey one, that one looked all kinds of pretty, although I think I anti-hauled it. You know, when you're looking at it and you're like, you know, they're on sale for like $19. Like $19, I can get behind that, but kind of blew my mind when I was like, you know, it said 19, it was like originally 42, and I'm like, she really out here charging $42 for these eyeshadow palettes? And so that kind of like, it just shows how when it comes to my psyche, I need to stay away from sale sections. Oh my goodness, because all reason just goes out the window, and I suddenly become someone who is thinking, pondering, potentially purchasing Kylie Cosmetics because it's on sale. I mean, that shit might as well be, I mean, $42. I mean, that $19, if they just retailed those things at $19, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's an accurate price point, but $42. That one, it was just a momentary like, oh, look at that. I could try that. That's cute. That's whatever. And so like the need, that like dopamine that you're like desperately trying, and you're like, well, I'll pay this just for a little chance, just for a hint of serotonin. Then something else that's lower on that price point and falls under the same thing with single highlighters and single blush. I don't need any in my collection more, but the LA Girl Just Blushing Blushes. You know, this is a formula that I really like. It's affordable. It's really amazing. They've got some great shades online that they don't have in store. And I was like, ooh, those are cute. I like that formula. They take affordable and they make it even more affordable. So that makes it even more enticing. But y'all know with like my makeup rotation and shop my stash and my declutters and stuff, I'm not using the ones that I have. So there is not a need for me to bring more in, no matter how affordable or how amazing the formula is, if I'm not using what I already have in my collection. As much as I love this formula, as much as it's great, because it's a lot lower price point, it's just like, no, you weren't gonna buy these. You have the whatevers. You weren't gonna buy these regular price. They weren't on your radar. You weren't planning on extending your color selection. So don't think you need to buy them now just because they on sale. Then once again, another just because it's on sale and it's vaguely slightly interesting. Smashbox, a brand that I'm not loyal to at all. One of the most exciting things they released were those cover shot palettes. I had a bunch of them and I've decluttered all of them, but they have this one in Sunlit Yellow. Y'all know your girl loves a good yellow eyeshadow. I love a color story that's a little bit funky, a little bit strange, a little bit out there. And this cover shot palette has got some nice funky colors. You got the yellows, and then you've got that kind of like blue. It's kind of reminiscent to that Kylie Blue Honey palette. But if you're being realistic and you take out those nifty shades, it becomes a boring neutral palette. And I have yellows. I've got the ColourPop Honey palette, the Midas Cosmetics Lemonade palette. I'm sure I have that one nifty bluish shade somewhere. It's actually very similar to the blue shade in the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Androgyny palette. Boom, don't need it. Again, something that is definitely heavily influenced by it being on sale, and this is definitely something I don't need for a myriad of reasons, but the KVD Saint and Sinner perfumes. Now, when these were originally released, I was heavily drawn towards the aesthetic. They were beautiful, they were stunning. They're also high-end perfume price, which is expensive, and so they're on sale, and I'm like, oh, okay, I could get me some nice little fancy perfume so I can smell nice while I'm going nowhere. I can sit in my bathroom sipping a little something, feel fancy because I smell nice. But in reality, I have perfume that I don't use now. I am not someone who is heavily devoted to perfume. It's just I have one product candy. I love it. I have a roller ball of it. It's lasted forever. I got my Bath and Body whatever spritzer things. I got a billion of those. And I just don't wear perfume enough to merit even a price point of this thing. You know, it's gonna sit there and it's gonna look all kinds of aesthetic and pretty on my acrylic whatevers, but that's about it. You know, I wasn't going out doing fancy things before this whole thing went down, and I'm definitely not going out and doing fancy things now. So like I said, I would sit in the room feeling nice with a face mask on and my head all up in a turban, and that's about it. So I don't need to be buying myself any bougie expensive perfume even after this whole thing. I just don't use it. It's not something that I'm essentially hugely passionate about. And so I was looking at it, I was just like, oh, that would be something so nice, a nice little treat for myself. What's the point in treating yourself if you're not gonna use it? Something else that I saw and I was like, oh boy, that's on sale. I did pretty sure I anti-hauled this, or I might have talked about it in a Will I Buy It when it was released or whatever, but the Violet Voss Sugar Crystals eyeshadow palette. Now you look at this and I'm like, ooh, look at those pretty brighty bright kawaii colors. I was turned off from this palette when it was initially released because you've only got one row of mattes, and then down the whatevers you've got like a metallic whatever, and then just like a straight up shimmer. And so already that ratio is whatever. I think when I talked about it I was like, you know, it's not that, you know, I feel like you can't do that much with it. And so these things, like if I anti-haul them, why am I second guessing myself now that they're on sale? It's like, oh my goodness, I need to do that video about is marketing and consumerism psychological warfare. I've been talking about it for like 6 months now, because it's really done in this way that it draws you in, and things that you had no intention of buying, all of a sudden you're interested in for one reason or another. And I was just like, oh, it's so pretty. I could do so many different ethereal looks. I could just one color and then do the shimmy shiny. Do I do that now? No. Would I do it if I had that palette? No. So the reasoning behind me wanting to purchase this thing is already obsolete. I mean, yay, it's pretty and it's shimmy and it's shiny and it's all like whatever, but it wouldn't get any use. Something that actually hurts telling myself not to purchase, like the Marc Jacobs highlighters, that was like, oh, okay, all right, whatever. You know, they're big, they're clunky, I'd probably be all frustrated and whatever. Those were somewhat easy to tell myself no, but y'all know how I feel about the original Lorac highlighters. I absolutely love them, and they released a like new version of them. I've heard wonderful things from Lacey from Spooky Lips and Fat Hips, and these highlighters are on sale, and I was like, I like me a new highlighter. It's like that scene from Over the Hedge where Hammy's all like, I like a cookie. I'm just over here all like, I like a highlighter. But I have highlighter. I have a crap ton. I have an incessant amount of highlighter. That as much as I'm sure these would bring me at least a momentary amount of joy, in the long run, would they really bring anything that new or unique to my highlighter game? I mean, probably not. It was hard to come to terms with the fact that I don't need these, because I was like, they are something that I've been kind of like, I don't need any new highlighter, I know they're kind of pricey, whatever, and then they're on sale, and I'm like, oh, they look cute. That one was a little bit painful, but we are being realistic. We are being responsible during this tumultuous time, and we are not crumbling beneath the weight of the desire of a new highlighter. Something else from Lorac that, like all the eyeshadow palettes I feel on this list, suffer from that. Oh, that's on sale. I could try that out. See, I feel like this whole quarantine situation, we're all suffering from just like the whole, ooh, I want to buy something. I want to try something new. I need something to make me feel a little bit better. I need that uplift. And so we're kind of crawling and whatevering and like desperately searching for something to break up the monotony. And for some of us, that means spending money on things we don't need. And one of those things is the Lorac Shine Bright Pro Palette, which y'all know I've discussed. Lorac has a really nice eyeshadow formula that I love. I love their face product formulas. And you look at this and you're like, oh, Lorac, what you doing? You getting into some nice colors. I'm pretty sure I anti-hauled this to... Like, this list should just be like, things I anti-hauled that now I'm tempted to buy because they're on sale because I'm stupid and I'm alone and I'm bored. Shopping when you're bored? Worst thing ever. Take it from me. Take it from a shopping addict. Never shop when you're bored. Don't just blindly do it. You will fall down into a black hole of no return. And as such, I'm like, I don't need this. It's pretty. It's got a little bit of colors, but I have colors. I have so much color in my collection. There is absolutely no need and no place for the Lorac Shine Bright Pro palette. It just ain't happening. And it's just that kind of thing where you just look at it, you're like, oh, well, it's on sale. Okay, we could try. No. You got eyeshadow at home. If you're bored, pull out your makeup and look and see what you got. And if you're bored, this is great. This is great. This will be a little game. Go through and see all those things on sale that you want. And if you're really bored and, you're obviously scrolling through looking for things to buy, take those things and then look in your collection and see what you have that basically is already the same thing. Because I guarantee there is going to be some overlap in there, because I got Norvina palettes. I got ColourPop. I got those colors, and just the fact that it's on sale and it's Lorac and I want to support Lorac. No, don't buy that shiz. All right, all y'all, that is me talking myself out of makeup that I would like to buy because it's on sale and I'm bored. I could probably find enough products to do a second installment of this. I know y'all, when I asked on Twitter, I was like, y'all want to see this? And you're like, yes, talk me out of shiz. Because I feel like now that we're all just kind of at home and doing our thing, brands are really hitting us hard with this whole you gotta buy stuff because you're at home. Obviously, I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts on these products, and if these products are things that you absolutely love, that is fantastic. You keep doing you, boo-boo. But just for me and my whatevers, these are things that I had to resist the temptation of bringing them into my collection just because they're on sale and I'm bored. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!